I'm Burt True with the law firm True and Associates. There's a viral catastrophe happening at Progressive this week, and I think it proves what I've been saying all along. Even when you're making a claim on your own insurance policy, whether it's uninsured motorist, underinsured motorist, or even medical payments claims, you should get your own lawyer. A lawyer that works for you. Your own insurance company certainly has lawyers that work for them. And uh, lawyers are like nuclear weapons. When one side gets one, the other side has to get one. The way this all started was comedian Matt Fisher. He said on his on his blog post, he said this: on June 19th, 2010, my sister was driving in Baltimore when her car was struck by another car and she was killed. The other driver had run a red light and hit my sister as she crossed the intersection on the green light. At the trial, the guy who killed my sister was defended by Progressive's legal team. If you are insured by Progressive and they owe you money, they will defend your killer in court in order to not have to pay you your policy. Progressive, this of course statement on Matt Fisher's blog went viral, and Progressive attempted some damage control. First thing they tried to do was deny that they hired a lawyer of their own to defend their own insured's killer. They claimed that another insurance company lawyer hired by Nationwide represented that killer. Matt Fisher, who attended the trial, responded that Progressive was lying. He said, at the beginning of the trial, on Monday, August 6th, an attorney identified himself as Jeffrey R. Moffett, and he stated that he worked for Progressive Advanced Insurance Company. He sat with the defendant during the trial, both in and out of the courtroom. He conferred with the defendant. He gave an opening statement to the jury in which he proposed the idea that the defendant should not be found negligent in the case. He cross-examined the plaintiff's witnesses. On direct examination, he questioned all of the defense's witnesses. He made objections on behalf of the defendant, and he was a party to the argument on all of the objections heard in the case. And then after all the witnesses had been called, he stood up before the jury and gave a closing argument in which he argued that my sister was responsible for the accident that killed her, and that the jury should not decide that the defendant was negligent. I want to take time to respond to one of Progressive's more esoteric defenses of its actions. Progressive, after this came out, Progressive said that under Maryland law, in order to receive the benefits of an underinsured driver claim, the other driver must be at fault. Sometimes this can be proven without the need for a trial. What they're not telling you is that the Maryland law, which prohibits people from suing their own insurance companies directly and forcing them to pay in a case like this, that law was bought and paid for by Progressive and the other auto insurance companies. I did a survey of lawsuits with insurance companies as defendants in Jackson County, Missouri. There were 17 lawsuits in Jackson County in 1 year where insurance companies were the named defendant. The insurance company defendant lost every single one of those lawsuits. Insurance companies know that juries hate them when they collect premiums and then refuse to pay claims. So the insurance companies lobby for laws that prevent them from being sued by their own customers. Progressive spends a huge amount of money on advertising, more than $300 million a year. Along with all the other insurance companies, Progressive uses an assortment of characters, endorsers, and spokesbeasts. Others include Allstate, State Farm, and of course Geico, which has its gecko and its cavemen, along with a googly-eyed creature and the latest arrival, a pitchman with a loud and powerful voice who asks odd questions. Progressive's spokesman is called Flo. She's played by actress Stephanie Courtney, and she's been around since 2008. She talks about everything except insurance, and she certainly never mentions how often Progressive denies claims, negotiates aggressively, and, yes, how often Progressive defends the people who kill their own customers. Now, thanks to the ability of one person to publish his opinion on the internet, Flo is a liability. Boing Boing said that the company was way too slow to replace her avatar with the corporate logo on its Twitter account, leaving Flo to smile maddeningly as she robo-spammed canned responses at people who had read Fisher's story and were horrified. This is not what Progressive pays hundreds of millions of dollars per year for. In the past, the biggest question was whether Flo was hot or not. Actress Courtney said about Flo's sex appeal, "I don't know what it is. The way I play her, she's pretty much the most asexual thing on TV right now. I think the Geico lizard puts out more sexual vibes than Flo does." But Progressive cannot hide from the truth. They are in business to make money. They make money by collecting insurance premiums that you are forced by law to pay. And they save money by refusing to pay claims. That's the bottom line. You need a lawyer to protect your interests and make sure that you are getting the money that you deserve. As Adweek said, in the end, Flo will survive. She's too big to fail. But don't expect her to utter a word about this. As GoDaddy would say, she's what's outside. The lawyers are what's inside. I'm Burt True with the law firm True & Associates. If you have a suggestion for a topic, please post it in the comments below. And if you're watching on my blog, you can subscribe to my blog by email. Just click the link below that says subscribe by email. You can also follow this blog by using Google+. That'll keep you updated with new posts to the blog. And if you'd like to discuss something in private, you can click the Google Voice gadget below. And you click that gadget, enter your telephone number, and Google will connect us by telephone. If you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notifications of new videos. And you can click the links on this video to view my law firm's television commercial or other interesting videos on personal injury, medical malpractice, and wrongful death topics. You can follow me on Twitter at BurtTrue and on Google Plus at BurtTrue. You'll get noticed when I post a new video. I'm Burt True with True & Associates.